Hello everyone, we are back. We're gonna have F-Zero GX with domdoughty. We'll be speaking some French for this run. Bear with us. If you've got any question, any comments, any donation you want to do in English, feel free to do so. We will answer it anyway. So I am Kaishi, I'll be the host for this run, and I'll leave it to domdoughty to start it up. Ah oui, ben oui. Whenever you want, count me out. Oh. Oh, this is... What? Give me a moment, everyone. You're not hearing the runner right now. What is going on? Oh, I know. I think we should be fine now.
Alright, fait que bonjour à tous. On va mettre de quoi au clair tout de suite. Vous allez m'entendre dire souvent MTS, mais ça veut dire Momentum Throttle Slide. Alors, ceci étant dit, bonjour, je m'appelle domdoughty. Je vais faire F-Zero GX. Ça fait plaisir d'être à NoReset, but still accept some reset speedrun. Il va en avoir un peu. Fait que c'est un jeu assez... c'est facile de crever, mais c'est pas grave, on va avoir du fun. Les différentes catégories, c'est... ben, il y a Max Speed, puis il y a aussi la catégorie du snaking. Nous, on va faire le Max Speed. Fait que la catégorie Max Speed, c'est on met les settings d'une machine à Max Speed. Puis il y a plusieurs techniques avancées que sont pas permis. Il y a des techniques avancées dans le snaking qu'on n'a pas le droit de faire dans la catégorie Max Speed. Fait que, ceci étant dit, on va commencer avec ça. Fait qu'on va prendre un véhicule custom pour la première piste qui est le Quick Start G4. Alright, there we go. So, première piste, c'est Mute City. Twist Road, which is a classic startup race for each F-Zero game. So, with this vehicle, you will see me doing lots of these MTS chains, but it's one of the hardest technique in the game, but can give you a huge boost in speed. It allows the vehicle to go quick at much higher speed. More than what I did.
Dom,
yes.
J'ai-tu vu correctement que ton personnage s'appelle James McLeod?
Yes, quand on fabrique des véhicules custom, il y a une possibilité de faire plus que 17 000 véhicules custom avec toutes les pièces qu'on a dans le jeu. Fait que quand on crée un véhicule custom, on peut choisir le pilote qui nous représente. Le pilote n'affecte en rien les stats du véhicule custom. Fait que c'est ça. Puis dans le jeu, il y a un caméo de Star Fox qui est James McLeod. Fait que vu que c'est James McLeod, ben j'ai pris lui parce que c'est cool. Puis son véhicule, c'est clairement un R-Wing qui est juste modifié puis que ses ailes ont été coupées. Puis il y a une histoire en plus à ce personnage-là. Que dans le fond, ça dit dans son background que maintenant que la guerre est finie, il n'y a plus de travail pour un mercenaire. Fait qu'il a converti son avion de combat en F-Zero Machine. Fait que puis là, t'as toutes les références à Star Fox qui sont vraiment subtiles. Fait que c'est l'adaptation d'F-Zero de James McLeod. Fait que vraiment nice comme caméo. Là. Puis il y a un thème avec des paroles dedans. Là. Quand tu l'écoutes, ça parle de Star Fox. Fait que c'est le pilote que je prends pour mes machines custom. Alright. So, la prochaine piste, c'est Casino Palace Split Oval. Fait que c'est le casino dans lequel on se fait wreck par le croupier Lab Wrestler de Ace Gamer Sam. La piste est bleue, fait qu'on. Ce qui aide, c'est de prendre le Fat Shark jaune parce que ça aide à discerner le Fat Shark de la piste. Parce qu'il y a un petit moment qu'il faut qu'on exécute un skip, que c'est bon de voir comment que le véhicule va réagir par rapport à la piste. Puis le fait de prendre le jaune au lieu de bleu, ça nous aide pour ce petit moment-là. Alright. Le Fat Shark n'est pas un véhicule custom, fait que là j'ai pas pu mettre James McLeod comme pilote. C'est un excellent véhicule avec des bonnes stats overall, très bon pour quand il y a beaucoup de boost plates comme ceci. Quand il y a des boost plates, on va essayer de le plus possible les clipper sur le bord. Parce que quand on les clip sur le bord, on a un petit peu plus de boost que quand on fonce direct en plein dessus. C'est comme si quand on frappe la boost plate droit devant, ça te fait comme un obstacle en même temps. Fait que quand t'as la clip sur le bord, tu te trouves pas à frapper l'obstacle qu'est la boost plate, puis t'as le boost pareil. Fait que c'est ça qu'ici, il faut que je réagisse assez vite. Parce que quand j'arrive à faire le skip, je vois le derrière du véhicule qui lève un petit peu de la piste. Puis c'est à ce moment-là qu'il faut que je réagisse tout de suite avec des commandes afin de décoller dans la bonne direction. Sinon, je décolle dans le vide puis c'est fini.
On me soufflait à l'oreille qu'apparemment qu'avant de commencer à run, t'as parlé d'incentive ou quelque chose. Il paraît qu'il faut que je te rappelle ça.
Oh yes! Apparemment qu'on a décidé que si on atteignait un tel montant, il fallait que je fasse une run blindfolded. So if we reach a certain amount of money, I'll do a blindfolded run. And I'm up to the challenge. I did not decide the amount of the money, but I'll let you guys decide that.
We'll talk about it then.
Yes. So this was I'm currently ranked 10th, 55 seconds. PB on this one was about 52 seconds. Alright.
Like a couple seconds of your time. We got 2 donations that came in. We've got Mollyman that gave $20 with no comments. And we've got Manix saying, "Good luck, Dumb. I know this run is pretty crazy, but if one thing Tinder will help you with, here is snaking, Kappa."
Nice. Hey, thank you, Manix. Merci, Manix. It's good to see you, man. Alright, fait que ça, c'est Sand Ocean Surface Slide. V'là 2 semaines, j'ai fait un PB qui me classe à la 84e place. Fait que c'est mon 3e PB qui est top 100 dans cette catégorie-là. Puis il y a vraiment énormément de compétition. Fait qu'on va voir si ça va bien aller.
Fait que nos chums ici me disent que ils disaient 3000, si on tombe à 3500 pour que tu fasses une blindfolded run.
Alright.
So if we get to $3,500 before the end of this run, Dumb will run 1 or more tracks blindfolded or something. How many tracks are you gonna do blindfolded?
26, all of them.
Oh, you're gonna do them again? Oh, alright. Alright, well, that's a challenge.
I could even let the viewer decide which track I will do blindfolded. Whoops. There we go. Not even blindfolded. So Sand Ocean, so somewhere in this desert there is a bus that crashed somewhere nearby. Black Bull est un véhicule vraiment idéal pour cette piste-là. Il n'y a pas beaucoup de pistes que je fais avec le Black Bull. C'est pas ma spécialité en tant que véhicule, mais c'est vraiment lui qui va mieux pour cette piste-là. Il y a vraiment une slide qui est super smooth. C'est facile de faire de la MTS chain. Fait que ça, c'est quand on enchaîne plein de petites MTS avec les side attack de même. Le premier tour est vraiment difficile. Parce qu'on n'a pas le boost pour s'aider, fait qu'on va utiliser plus souvent des techniques de MTS chain. Fait que ça rend vraiment les affaires plus compliquées. Une fois au deuxième tour, on utilise beaucoup moins d'MTS chain, fait que là on peut chain boost tout simplement. Also, by the way, every track of this game is really cat jam. So, this is it. Second place, still my second best time. 1 second after my best one. So this would have been another top 100. We'll go to another track with the Black Bull. I have a much harder time being consistent with the Black Bull on this track. So here is Lightning Loop Cross. We can use the original machine and put them in the custom machine maker, and then we can put our emblems on them. So the emblem that I use on every one of my custom vehicle is the logo of my fire station. So you can see the dragon head everywhere on the Black Bull, and I really thought it was really fitting on the Black Bull. So it's the only reason why I use the Black Bull as a custom machine, because it looks cooler with the logo of my fire station. It also helps to authenticate my run when I put them on YouTube. Everyone will know that it's me with this custom Black Bull that has my logo. So we have that super long slide here, which the Black Bull is the best at doing. So he's the best vehicle for this track on max speed. There's some tricky part here. You have some step in the middle of the track that can really fuck things up. So. My first lap with the Black Bull on this track is really really deficient most of the time. It's not that pretty because it's really hard doing these chain boosts and these MTS chain without hitting the wall, because the track is really narrow. But the slide can be done pretty well with few practice. Yeah, one tough aspect of this track is the boost management, because you don't have lots of refill. So I think that's that's always been one of my weakness in this track. Plus, Black Bull takes a ton of damage when he hits the wall, like that. Whoops! And this can happen on that tricky turn right here. So, alright, so that was a warm-up. One tricky point on this track is to, when you do that long MTS turn in the spiral, is to exit the MTS without having that much of a speed loss. So the huge key in doing some good time attack is to learn how to do some speed, to keep your speed up as much as possible. So there's vehicles that are better at having better speed retention. So the MTS slide is a really powerful slide, but when you exit it, you lose all the speed that you get. There's few techniques to keep as much speed as possible, so that is a huge difference maker in the time attack. And Black Bull really has a powerful slide, but he doesn't have that much of a good boost, so when you hit a wall, it's really long to get speed up again. And you hit like one wall and you have like one boost off less. You can do a long MTS in that loop section right there before. When you go fast enough, you'll do a longer one. There's a lot of technique that requires momentum throttle. The momentum throttle is when you release the A button, so you let go the accelerator button and you let go yourself by your momentum. So next track we'll be seeing lots more of momentum throttle. So each vehicle has a nominal top speed, like for example 1,100 kilometers per hour. So if you go faster than your top speed while you have the A button pressed, the game thinks that you need to go to 1,100 kilometers per hour because you're pressing the accelerator, and the accelerator has the role of bringing you to your nominal top speed. So the game will make you lose more speed than if you let go the A button, because when you let go the A button, the game does not think that to bring you to your nominal top speed. So each time you're above your nominal top speed, which is different for every vehicle of the game, you need to let go the accelerator button and press it again only when you're about to go below your nominal top speed. So handling the momentum throttle is one of the easiest advanced technique, but it's one of the most rewarding technique, and bringing this technique to an efficient point really takes lots of practice. So the Fat Shark that we'll be using here has a great retention speed, so it's really good to know his nominal top speed point, so you can get most of the momentum throttle technique. The MTS is another momentum throttle technique because we release the accelerator button while doing that drift turn, that's some sort of slide. So Fat Shark is really efficient when there is a lot of boost plate. So I'm gonna try and clip them as most as possible on the edge. There's also mine, which if you hit correctly, you can gain lots of speed by hitting them. I tried to hit the jump and I missed, so, which happened. There's a tricky turn here, doing some MTS and converting it into a boost to exit it, but it's not that bad to do. What I did was a rail slide finish, so you can do a rail slide. If you do an MTS slide into the wall, you will go at incredibly high speed, and you can go like above, even above 3,000 kilometers. Another time that is ranked second in my PBs with like no warm up. Maybe I guess this is my day. It truly is today. I don't know. I ate some Tim Hortons before coming here. Maybe it's because of that. I don't know. Alright, so we'll go into the next cup. We'll be using lots of Gallant Star, which is my favorite vehicle. The Gallant Star is an incredible, great speed retention. Heavy vehicles has better speed retention than light vehicles. Alright. This track has also the best cat jam music from the game, so it's the classic Big Blue. Yo, Kaishi, you still there?
Yeah, man, what's up?
Oh, yo. Just wanted to say yo.
Oh, I'm still around, sticking here.
The Galancer is really great also for using his side attack. You can do a suicide finish if you hit the wall here in the tunnel at the end of the 3 lap and the 3rd lap, and you'll go and you'll explode straight to the finish line, but it's really hard to do. Because when you do these suicide finish, when you start exploding, you'll explode for like 5 seconds. But as long as you haven't got the final explosion, if you cross the finish line, your vehicle, it will be valid, and the game will count that as a timer, as you crossing the finish line for real. And something happened when you are starting to explode. There's just like if the vehicle would start to be really light during these little explosions, so you can go really fast at the end. So I did not have enough boost to do a rail slide. I will just have messed up, but still, it's always cool to just finish while exploding like this. All right. Next track is Port Town Aero Die. So this track, I'm currently ranked, my PB is ranked 65, I think, something like this. So this is my highest ranked PB of all my PBs in the game. So it's my, so I'm really proud of my PB on this one. Let's see if I messed up today. So the Gallant Star is obviously the ideal machine for this track because of a huge aerial part. So F-Zero GX has really lots of quirky physics, especially in the air. And when you're in the air, you can do some techniques with the side attack to give you really lots of speed, and Gallant Star is the best one for that. Putting out a good time on the first lap is really hard. You have lots of technique like this to do with the side attack without hitting the wall. And here we are at the tricky part. You want to avoid the steps because the steps will slow you down a lot. And then I messed up an important boost right there, but it's okay. It's also really easy to die when doing that side attack dive. So we use a little bit of momentum throttle here. That was a great exit from that turn at the end of the dive. Oh my god. Oh, and like this can really happen really easy, so you gotta watch out for these boundaries in the air so you can go off track and die really easy. So it's okay, we'll start again. And this track has also one of the best cat jam music, so it's cool to hear it again. It's also the track that has been used in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So Nintendo enjoy putting F-Zero tracks on their Smash Bros. Game, and this one has been in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Oh, and this is also something else that can happen in that dive. If you nose hop a little bit too much, then you won't glide and you'll just lose all of your speed. And if you don't nose up enough, and you'll keep going down, and you won't be able to go back on the track. So this is really the tricky part of that track. It has a lot of tricky points. I messed up the MTS here, but it's okay. A huge variety of advanced technique is used on this track, so it's really challenging to practice. Ooh, that was a close one. Oh, I messed up an important boost plate. This one allows me to do another long MTS right here. It's also really easy to hit the wall on that long and that MTS part at the end while straight after landing. So this is it for fourth down aerial dive. So 2 and 4, my PB being 2 and 2, and I'm not satisfied with this. I'm really satisfied by having a good top 100 time in this track, but I want it to be under 2 minutes, so I practice it a lot. I really like this track. Alright, next up, Green Plant Mobius Ring. We'll still be going with the Gallon Star. The huge difficulty in this track is the refill section. It is really narrow, so it's really easy to miss it. Plus, it's also on a step in the middle of the track, so if you go across the step, you can really lose control of your vehicle really easy. Alright. It's also really tricky to pull up the MTS turn here because of the track is not flat. We use the mine to give a huge boost in speed, so we can do a long MTS that will really give us lots of speed, but it's really hard. We'll get better on the second lap. So this is the refill section, really hard to get when you're going fast. This can happen always. So you want to get as much as boost as possible from the previous refill section, because now I don't have any more left. So this is the huge part, that really hard part of this track. There. So we use the mines, we manage the mines so we have at least one mine to hit on each of the 3 laps. And this is, I haven't practiced that much this track. I did practice it a lot like 2 years ago. I should maybe grind it more. 138 and my PB is like 131. I'm like, I don't know, maybe 120 with my PB on this track. All right, Port Town, long pipe. So in this cup, there is a 2 track of Port Town. We'll be using the Fat Shark for this one. The Fat Shark is also a great vehicle for whenever it comes for tracks that have tunnels or pipe. So when you have these weird physics, the Fat Shark is really efficient on that. First part of the track is to be able to hit the boost plate correctly. Oh, and you can really lose control like this in the tunnel. Oh no, I tried to clip it too much on the side, so I missed it. Happens often when you really want to clip the boost plate. Little section with some obstacle here. Momentum throttle and speed retention is really a huge key of doing a good time attack in this track, but it's really hard being on the tunnel while at the same time being lined up for these boost plates, and if possible hitting the boost plate on the edge. It's easy to get out of the way of the boost plate coming up of that that motocross section. I don't know how to describe it. So this is it for Port Town. Long pipe. All right, last one of the track from this cup, which is one of my black beasts in the game, Mute City aerial gaps. Mute City aerial gaps is probably in my opinion, the hardest skip of the game. I'm gonna give it a few attempts. So you need to hit some mines while coming out of a tunnel, and then use speed retention of the momentum throttle at the right time so you get propelled and you can skip a great deal of the track. It's really, really hard. I need to hit like 2 mines in a row here, and then I could have skipped all this section. And when you do the skip properly, you can skip the entire section after that. It's really insane. Like that. And then you go right to the bottom there. But I needed to go faster so that I would have avoid the lower boundary that I hit right there. You guys should all check Mutity Serial Gaps world record on YouTube. It's really something beyond words. And again, you wanna manage these the mines in the tunnel, so you always have some mines to hit on each of the 3 laps, so you can perform the skip on each of the 3 laps. Oh, I kind of hit the road and then I just fell. I'm gonna get it on the first lap and then I'm not gonna do it on lap 2 and lap 3. Oh my god, oh that is so frustrating. So this happened because you need to avoid the out of bound section so that you don't get lost, but you also need to hit some checkpoint when performing the skip. So I avoided the out of bound stuff, but I did not get the checkpoint, so the game doesn't think that I was now at the part of landing there, so the game thought that I wasn't done to land there, so the game doesn't think of this as the track itself and just make your vehicle explode like this. This is really frustrating when you just perform a huge skip. And if you go fast enough, you can land on the upper part. Gonna go like this. So this is Mutity Serial Gaps. Oh my god. Anyway, I've been told to take as much time as possible because the marathon is really in advance. So yeah. Oh, that was a good one. I really had a great kickoff out of the tunnel, but I messed up the aerial speed retention part. But it's okay, I'm really glad that I still skipped the first section. Alright, so we're going to the end. We won't be doing the skip on lap 2 and lap 3. Whoops. Just some little walls here. So on that little section above, you can do an MTS there while landing. Oh, what happened? I thought I landed correctly. This is the first time that I kind of land on the track and then go reverse. That was really weird. So then again, each day the quirky physics of F-Zero GX keeps impressing me with weird stuff like this. So 133 and my PB being 120. So when I can do the skips, it really is a difference maker. It's such a major skip. Not only is it the hardest one to do, but it's a really major one in terms of time saving. Alright, Firefield, silent or not. So this is a pipe. We'll be going with the Fat Shark. There's only a refill section at the end of the track, so the boost management is really has to be extremely well thought in order to perform a good time. So on the pipe, there's no walls to hit except a few obstacles at the end. There's nothing that can pretty much kill you, but it's still hard because it's easy to get to lose your orientation if you don't control your vehicle correctly. And the speed retention is also hard to get. So the pipe is a surprisingly difficult track to do, but there's nothing mortal on it. I think those two Firefield tracks are the track I like the least in all the entire game. There's possibility to take off like this, and then you need to be perfectly lined up so that you don't drift when landing, and then you can hit the boost plate that I missed. So there's few places when you go fast enough you can take off of the pipe and use it at your advantage. I messed up the rail slide because I bumped a little bit in the wall before being in the slide mod, and I still pulled off another second best time. Alright, I'm gonna take it. So next track, Green Plant intersection. This one is a lot tricky. You can get shift boost in the tunnel part of the game, of the track, because it's possible to take off from the track and land, but this happens really quickly, and then you can get a huge amount of speed. But these shift boosts are extremely difficult at getting. But then again, a huge difference maker. We've talked about Super Smash Bros. Brawl before, so Port Town was used in it, but the theme Port Town was not in Super Smash Bros. But the theme of Green Plant, which is this track, was there. So here we have the shift boost that I've been trying. I need to be a little at the left from that blue line, like this, and I did not get quite at speed, but this is the shift boost that can happen in every turn of that tunnel. and when you line up every one of them, if you get all of them, like you can go above 2,000 kilometers in the tunnel. But it is extremely precise. And that last turn at the end of the track is a killer curve. It's really easy to die there. Oh, it's possible to do a long MTS on this part of the tunnel. As you can see, the originality of the tracks in this game is really cool. So the designer really made a really great job at doing some unique tracks and really fun and challenging to do. Next one, Lightning Halfpipe, which is the dream of any skaters in this world. And again, with its physics, the Fat Shark would be the ideal vehicle here. There's 3 possible skip and 1 major at the beginning of the lap, but it's really hard on the first lap when you don't get the boost, but I'll be doing it on lap 2 and lap 3. I recently hit a PB on this one like 3 weeks ago. It's possible to get a shift boot right at the start if you line up the vehicle correctly, like this, and you drop and you'll just go at 1,800 kilometers per hour. But you need to be lining up the Fat Shark precisely with the lines on the floor at a precise place. So this is the second skip possible. This track only has a refill at the end of it. Boost management is really critical here, using the boost at the correct place. I'm gonna try and get it again. Almost got the shift boost, but almost is not. Oh my god, there we go, off. So this is the major skip, the biggest one of the 3. It's extremely hard to do on the first lap because you don't have the boost, but it's possible. That was a better MTS than my previous attempt. It's also possible to do some shift boost at the edge of the track. Every place on this game, when you don't have wall, you can do a shift boost while going out of the track and quickly coming back on it. But this is it's like the highest high risk, high reward strat, because if you go a little bit too far, you can go back on the track and then you die. So the skip looks like something like this when it's done well. Whoa, it's calculated. Oof, okay. Almost died there. Did not die, but the speed retention, the speed loss was huge. This is one of the tracks that when you play it for the first time, you really die a lot. Still getting a few times at par in my in-game top 10. Alright, next one is the Casino Palace. So this game is like the Green Plant Mobius ring. It just twists, so you have one half of the lap that is upside and the... Oh my god, this is not good. This is not... The game started doing this like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago when I was practicing a lot. So I only need to get the CD out and then putting back, and it should be all right. Yeah, I crash a lot of stuff.
That's so unfortunate.
Oh, it's yeah. All right, no problem.
It's back.
Yeah. Well, at least some sort of desert boss cameo that happened. Alright, so a Mobius ring is a ring that twists, and this track, you do half of one lap on the upside and the other half of the lap upside down, because the lap twists at one place. So you have to do the track twice each lap, so it's a really long track. There's lots of boost plates here, so and the Fat Shark is really an ideal vehicle for this one. Can also get shift boost by, whoops, like I did just before the jump when going off the track and coming back on it. Then again, taking the yellow Fat Shark is not bad here. It helps you to see the vehicle better off from the track. If I would have go faster, I would have made a better skip, but it's alright. If you're not, if you don't master the shift boost RT, you can only just hit the boost plate one after another, and it's still pretty good. but those who go for the elite time will do lots of shift boosts one after another because it's the only part of the track that has no walls. Just before that turn, I need to hit the brakes because if I go too fast, I will just take off and go into the void. Whoops. I did hit too much of the brakes, so I could not perform the MTS. And there's also that last curve here that you really need to watch out to not take off if you go too fast. I hope you guys still enjoying this as I'm doing the best of my capabilities to show you the track of this game. Oh, I did okay, I did lightning half pipe before Casino Palace double branch. Alright, I went straight after green plan. I went at the lightning half pipe and then I came back at the Casino Palace, but it's alright. So next one is my favorite one of the entire game, which is Big Blue Ordeal. My PB on this track is ranked 102, so I'm 2 ranks away from the top 100, and not being in the top 100 in my favorite track of the entire game is not making me happy. I grinded a lot, but it's an extremely difficult track. There's a huge variety of tricks used here because it's a really technical course. So
while you do all your tricks,
yes,
I'll take a moment to remind people that we are taking donation for Les Petits Rois. Also, before I tell you more about it, don't forget that we have a special incentive for this run now that we have decided at the start that if we reach $3,500 by the end of the run, Dom will do at least some of the tracks blindfolded. I know you guys cannot see him, but we have him right here close to us, so we'll make sure he's blindfolded. Don't worry about it. So, la Fondation Les Petits Rois is a charity that helps children in for the people with intellectual disabilities, whether or not they fall on the autism spectrum, through the entirety of their lives. Sorry. We offer tools and sponsor projects dedicated to providing them with stimulating, adapted environment that facilitate their path towards a life of autonomy and personal growth. So make sure you donate, guys.
Yeah, it's for a good
We need
cause.
more. It is for a good cause, and we need more. We haven't seen a donation in a little while now, so come on, guys, do it. Choku's also apparently dropping some bunch of text in French if you guys need it.
So this is a big skip of this track. It's possible on the first lap, but really hard because you don't have the boost to go that fast. Nice. Oh my god. So this skip is possible on the first lap, but it is extremely precise to execute. And I've never accomplished it once, but I did not practice it that much. So I go for around the building like this. And probably that performing that skip on the first lap is definitely the key for me to be in the top 100 on this track. For my actual skill level. The Gallant Star has a great slide on the ice physics of this game. It gets lots of speed when you perform these momentum throttle slide on ice. Oh. So that S part in the tunnel where you do an MTS from one side and an MTS from the other side is called an MTS, a switch MTS. Where you do an MTS on the right and then you transfer it on an MTS to the left. You need to be going fast enough in order to pull that trick. It's possible to skip that entire section and land straight on where you have the ice. But a little bit before the ice, but it's really insane to pull off. And this was one of these easy suicide finish. This suicide finish is really easy to get consistent. You just have to go fast and you use what's left in your boost and you really gently hit the wall and then you get propelled at a really high speed when going out of the ramp. And it is also cool looking as an ending for this track. Next track is another one of my black beasts in this game. This track is Unforgiving. When you play it for the first time, it kills you a lot. So you look at the map and it's like, oh, there's no turns. It looks like an easy track. Nice. Can't wait because it's also an unlockable cup. So when you see that, you're like, oh, it should be not that bad. But the thing is, the track is narrow and there's no walls at all. But who says no wall says a shift boost. World record on this track is just insane. The best pilot on this track do shift boost everywhere and goes at like 4,000 kilometers per hour, like this. And then you can chain shift boost like this as many times as you want. There's also a better place. There's places that are better to doing them. But doing lots of shift boost is not marathon friendly. It sends you in the void when you misstep. And if you are too chicken to get the shift boost, you just don't get it at all, because if you're too chicken to go out of the track, you just don't get the shift boost. And if you go too much out of the track, you're just not coming back on the track. Oh, so shift boosts are also easier to perform when the track is going downward rather than upward. Because when the track is going downward, you have more time the moment you're not in the track to go back on it, because the track is going downward. So shift boosts are definitely harder to perform when the track is going upward, because you really don't have that much time to get back on the track. And for some reason, each time I play this track, I always get mesmerized by the background. There's like that cool background moving. And on the third lap, the background opens up and you see the space. And as I'm talking to you and doing the run of this game, I'm still looking at the background. It's stronger than me. And then I messed up. I was too chicken on these 3 shift boosts that can be done easily on these downward slopes. This is one of the tracks that is unique, so there's no other Cosmo terminal in this track, in this game. So it's the only track where you hear this OST. The Galantar is one of the best boosts in the game. It has a great speed retention. Oh, I missed my diving. And again, I've been chicken a lot on these shift boosts. That is kind of the track that will be lol to try blindfolded. Oh, I'm gonna have a longer lap 3 than the lap 2. Well. Oh my god, I got none of them. I'm really a chicken today on this track. So this is Cosmo Terminal, Trident. Obviously called Trident because it always splits on 3 sections. You should definitely watch the world record on this track. Just see, I don't remember what it is at the time, but it's like a half of what I did, or even less. The guys just go at 4,000 kilometers always because of the shift boost they're getting everywhere. Alright, send Ocean, lateral shift. So, this is a paradise for shift boosting. Because the tracks has a lot of dead end, but you can just walk by in diagonal above the part where there is no track, and it's easy to get lots of shift boosts on this track. So there are easy shift boosts to do here. So it's a good track to practice the speed retention with the momentum throttle when releasing the accelerator button right after you get the shift boost, because the shift boost is easy to get. Alright, so Sand Ocean again, somewhere between Tucson and Las Vegas. Here we go. Oh my god. So yeah, you can really go fast here. Whoops. I've been chicken on this one and this one again. Alright, come on, man. Ooh, almost died there. Somehow the game put me back on the track though. Yeah, then again. Alright, I'm gonna take it. Also, in order to get the shift boost, you need to be pressing on the accelerator button when you come back on the track. But as soon as you come back on the track, you need to let go the accelerator because you want to go back into that momentum throttle slide, and then you're going back out of the track and you press the accelerator before going back on the track again, because if you don't have the accelerator button on when you go back on the track, you don't have shift boost. So there's a lot of pressing and unpressing of the accelerator button when performing these shift boosts right one after another. So alright, next one, Firefield Undulation. Lots of good place here where you can get a shift boost. Alright, let's go do a... and we'll create a place where the car can race in a volcano. Sounds good. So there's no walls here, so you can get shift boost if you're not that chicken. And there's a jump that can propel you in the air here, but every obstacle above the track here, right after the jump, has solid physics, so you don't want to hit them. And there's that motocross section of the track here that can be really problematic if you lose control of the vehicle. Alright, lap 2. You also want to land as smooth as possible so that you don't lose your speed, because if you like that, because if you land not smoothly on these, I'm still alive. It's easy to bump into each of the previous section rather than landing smoothly. So it's one of the technical difficulty on this track when you're going at high speed. So yeah, so there's a few places where you can get shift boosts. They're not that bad to practice. I'm gonna try something here. Like that, and you can skip all of these three metal section. If you go fast enough, you'll go further in the air, avoiding the entire motocross section. Oh, I messed up the jump. Then again, if you hit the jump correctly, you can also avoid this first motocross section. I wasn't feeling it the way for the jump. So this is it for Firefield. Another second place in my top 10. Oh my god, I'm really in a good shape today. Alright, next one is Aeropolis Dragon Slope. This is my second best PB. I think it is rated something like, it's ranked something like 75 or 80. So this is my second best top 100 PB here. So I also really like practicing this track. We'll be going with the Gallon Star. It is such a powerful vehicle in the aerial dive section. So Aeropolis Dragon Slopes, here we go. Another great track that has lots of technical points. If anybody has whatever types of question for me, just let the host know. Oh my god! Oh my god, that was PB. Oh my god, this is sad. That was a fucking PB right there. Oh my god. Would have climbed up higher. Oh. Oh my god, this rarely happens at the end, but it happened. No PB. Oh, that would have been so great. Damn. But the good part of this is that you're gonna see this cool track another time, because it's really one of my favorites in the entire game. There's that huge switch MTS on the ice section, which the Gallant Star is really good for getting lots of speed out of it. You can get over like 4,000 kilometers per hour on the ice physics.
And we've got a big donation just now. We got Hyperflux for $215.15, saying F0GX at NoReset. Let's go.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
That brings us over 3K, so 3K hype.
I messed up the end. I still got the suicide finish. Oh. So I'm ranked 10. I really grind that track a lot. Was that just before I die? I was at 2 minutes and 18 seconds. That was a PB, I'm sure of it. But almost is not. I did not finish it. But I'm really happy with the showcase I've been able to do on this track for you guys, because it's my second best PB in the entire game. I hope you watched it. And then afterward we'll go with Phantom Road, which is one of my black P. So we are going from one of my best track in the entire game to one of my worst. Phantom Road Slimline Slits is yeah. It's really narrow. Black Bull has the best physics to perform MTS slides there, but when you hit the walls, you just lose so much speed easily. There is a huge insane skip possible in this game. In this track, I mean. So let's go. So the equivalent of Rainbow Road from Mario Kart, but in F0GX. So when you slide and you do some side attack, you can take off of the track there and go in the air and get really lots of speed. Oh, and then if you take the Gallant Star, you can do an MTS on the ice physics here. So this. So first lap. Oh my god. So when you go out of the track and come back on it, you can land at a really high speed, and then you immediately convert it into an MTS, so you'll go way faster, and on the upward part of that hill, you'll just take off and go in the air, and then you can use that to your advantage. So something like this. Oh my god, I was going for it. Almost got it. I'm just happy that I received Kiss from G-Virus on my bald head, on my Jason Statham looking bald head. So now I'll be probably doing better. And this is the kit, at least I got it once. On my PB I got it like 2 times out of 3 laps. So this is that insane skip that you can do if you do everything right. It all thanks to the kiss from G-Virus on my bald head. So 2 out of 3. That was good. I did messed up a little bit the landing, but I'm just so happy that I got it. When you're good enough with the Black Bull, you can just do a long MTS without on the up to the end of the track almost. You should really check out the world record on this one. It's really impressive. Oh, and we won't be having it for a 3rd time. But that's it. Oh my god, I got a personal best. What did I tell you guys? That was thanks to G-Virus kiss on my bald head, and I dropped down below the 2-minute mark. So I'm really need to check out. I went from my personal best from 2 minutes and 3 seconds to 1 and 57. I'm really happy with that, with 2 cool skips there. Oh, that's really good. That's so most of the time I only get 1 skip, so you can see the other times are way above 2 minutes. And then for the first time I dropped below 2. Yeah, that's really neat. So it's 6 seconds better. I would be climbing really high in the ranks with 6 seconds. If somebody wants to check, you can go on F-Zero Central website and go on the F-Zero GX section of the site. And you can go to the max speed ladder section and then go to the Phantom Road slimline split. If you wanna, if somebody wants to tell me how I am ranked now, that would be great. So Aeropolis Crew Drive is the next one. All right. So we'll be using the Quick Start G4. So this vehicle has the same handling as Ford Mustangs on summer tire during an icy storm. It really has a hard handling to handle, but it has an insanely powerful MTS. So, and it is also the best vehicle at performing MTS chains. And it's a light vehicle, so it's easy to get a really cool suicide finish at the end of this track. I'm gonna try it and get it. And so the suicide finish looks like something like this. So, except that you cross the finish line, and you can cross the finish line without being above the track. If you're far from the track, the only thing you need to be is above the track itself. If you're above the track itself, the game will detect that you crossed the finish line. So that is the most important point. You really need to drive the quick start by doing MTS chain. Otherwise than that, you can really drive well with that vehicle. As I said, it has the same handling as a Ford Mustang on summer tire on the icy storm. Oh yeah, almost. The good thing with this track is that it is short. It's not a long track too. I'm gonna give it a few try again, but not that much. Out of these cool looking, stylish suicide finish, it's one that it isn't that much, well, it's hard to practice, but once you've get the hang of this, it's one of these suicide finish that it's not that hard to get consistent. I did one attempt at the warm-up just before the stream and I got it. While using the MTS and the MTS chain, the Quick Start G4 really is an insanely powerful vehicle. Oh, I got it! I luckily landed back on the track. So you can also get it without even coming back on the track, which happens most of the time. You just go higher in the air. So this is it. Personal best being 1 minute and 2 seconds. So I'm glad I got it here. All right, next track is a really cool, unique track. It's another track that is unique in the game. It's Outer Space Meteor Stream. We will be taking the Gallon Star. It has its own unique OST that you'll only be hearing here. Let's go, James McLeod. So the last cup is the AX Cup. So when F-Zero JX came out back in the days, they also made an arcade game. So it was a huge blue Falcon and you sit inside of it and then you could play F-Zero AX. So the game has, I think, 10 tracks or something, and there's some unique vehicles that are unlockable in GX. And there was two possibilities to unlock these tracks. It was by doing well, I think, in the story mode. But what was really cool about this arcade is that if you brought your GameCube memory card with an F-Zero GX save file on it and you put it on the F-Zero AX arcade, because there was a slot for that Nintendo GameCube memory card, just doing that you could unlock this cup on your F-Zero GX file. So that was one of the ways to unlock the F-Zero AX track on GameCube. So there's a few, I saw a Reddit post of where there's a F-Zero AX arcade machine left in this world. It was really interesting. I've seen one in my life where I went in Orlando, Florida on Secondary 3 and we were staying at a hotel right beside a huge McDonald's, and there was an arcade, an entire arcade at the second floor. And and on the second floor of that McDonald's arcade, I don't know if it's still there, but there was that F-Zero AX arcade, and F-Zero JX just came out back in the days. So when I came across that McDonald's and saw that F-Zero machine, I like, okay guys, each evening when we're coming back from the attraction park, you lose me here, goodbye, see you tomorrow. And then I tried it. It was really cool. It was a really cool concept. So I would really love to see one of these F-Zero AX arcade again, and for another time in my life. I don't know if there is one in Montreal. If there is one, let me know. So yeah, so Nintendo thought about unlocking these tracks if you brought your Nintendo GameCube memory card. So this track is really tricky. It's a tunnel with a weird physics. It's really easy to lose control there. It also has 3 ice sections. And you can do a long MTS on the second one here and land straight back on the boost plate while exiting from that second ice section. And I messed up there. Whoops. Just right at the end. Alright, we're gonna do another time. Man, just talking about that F-Zero AX arcade just brought back some cool memory. Is there anybody in Orlando that can confirm me if that McDonald's still has it? If I knew that, I would have brought my GameCube memory card back in the days, but I didn't knew about that. Not only you unlock F-Zero AX track, but you also unlock custom machine part. So I think that was a package deal. So this is it for our Meteor Space Outer Dream. This is a really cool track. Alright. Alright, next one, Port Town Cylinder Wave. So it's a cylinder, but this one is oval, so it's not a circular pipe. So if you cross across that on these tight, on the 2 spots where the oval is tight, you can really lose control of the vehicle and lose all your speed. There's nothing cruel in this track. You can't die here. Except if you take off, but it's extremely rare. There's nothing dangerous in this track, but it is surprisingly difficult because of that oval shape. And again, Fat Shark is really good on this one. There's that boost plate that is really hard to get, the first one in the inner curve of the cylinder. And the end of the track is really hard. It's really easy to lose control because it just goes narrow, so if you're moving in this part, you just move right across it and lose all your speed. So there's lots of curve that you can, if you don't handle them correctly, you can lose all your speed really easily there. Another really impressive world record, I think, on this track. Still held by, I think it's Brave 1225. He has most of the world record on the max speed category. Whoops, and that can happen really easily. Just cycling across the side of the pipe. Not only you lose lots of speed, but you also stop doing linear distance because you're starting to do a distance on the same place. It really makes you lose lots of time. All right. Oh, I did retry. We'll go at the next one. Just a mishandle. Alright, lightning, thunder roll. There is 3 tracks of lightning in this game. And in each one of them I used a different vehicle. So I did use a Black Bull on the Loop Cross, Fat Shark on the half pipe. But on this one we'll be using the Gallon Star. It's a long track. Really interesting, fun to do. Hey, good morning, Queen Anne. I know I should not be looking at the chat right now, but I just look at it. All right, let's go. Lightning with some cat jam music again. I messed up the boost. So on the first lap, you can do lots of MTS chain to get lots of speed. Really tricky to do. There's a small skip here on the second and third lap that I'll be doing if I can go fast enough. And here another motocross section. Got it. Oh, almost died, but I did have some enough energy left. Oh no, I hit the ramp just before taking off. The ramp is tricky because it becomes really narrow at the end. Oh my god, I missed it by so little. So if you guys like Lightning Thunder Road, then here is take 2. I think it's possible to get that skip on the first lap, but it's difficult because you don't have the boost. I missed an important boost blade, but it's alright. God, I missed it again. Alright, the warm-up is done. Let's go. This is serious stuff. So Lightning, Thunder Road, take 3. Oh. Alright. I mean, I'm done with that skip. It's really easy. It's not hard. I guess I had to messed up somewhere, and it's in this track. F-Zero GX is a game that has really aged well, in my opinion. Still remain one of the hardest racing game, I think. Whoops. Oh my god! I was in my head like after the jump at the end, like nothing bad can happen. But yeah. I was like, alright, I did not do the skip, so everything else is just a safe strat. But I felt. Well, this one is not the one I have the touch for today. But you know what? Failures are part of success after all. And that part, after landing from that narrow jump, is another part of this game where you have where the track is some sort of motocross jumps, small jumps, so you can get propelled off the track if you hit one of them not in a good way. I just hope that there's no Elite F-Zero GX players watching right now. I guess they must be bleeding from their eyes. Just kidding. The community is really cool. I've asked for advice a few times on the F-Zero Discord, and they're all like every speedrunning community. They will give whatever best advice they can to help newcomers or those who doesn't do top time. They will help everyone. The F-Zero Discord is really active. Lots of elite players still active today, still doing some world records and all.
We got a donation.
All right.
We have a Decapin. Gives 6 and 13. Says running it off to 222. Off to a great weekend of speedrunning.
Hey, Decap, nice to meet you. Nice to see you, I mean. All right, next course. one of the hardest of the entire game. In the AX Cup, which is Green Plant Spiral, this track has 3 major skips. And I'll be doing the first one only on lap 1. Because it's a huge part of the skip is hitting the checkpoint at the right place in the air, so when you land on the other part of the track, the game thinks you're now supposed to be on the track, so it doesn't make you explode. So it is really something. So a little bit like we saw in Mute City. So this track has a cylinder, it has a pipe, it has jumps, it has ice physics, it has everything. So this is the first skip. So on this part where there's no walls, you can you leave the track by going left and then you try to land across. But the thing is that we're upside down here. So when we leave the track, the gravity makes us do a 180 degree because we're no more on the upside down on the track, so it wants to put back us in the good orientation. And the trick is, once you've done like 80 degree of rotation, you need to do some stuff. So the key here in performing the skip is pressing the right trigger shoulder button when your vehicle has done like 80 degree of rotation. Like this. So this is the skip. And I'm surprised that I did not explode, because most of the time where I land, I simply explode. It's really a hard skip to get, because the boundaries when going in the air, so that the game detects that you're now supposed to be on this part of the track, is really it really has a tight window to it. There's a third skip possible soon, which I was never able to pull off. I don't understand how they do it, but I did not grind it that much. Like right here, when you go fast enough, when climbing the hill, you can take off and land on the upper part of the upcoming spirals and straight into the ice section, so it's really insane. Gallon Star, we use it. His MTS ability on the ice physics. So here we're done for one lap of Green Plant Spiral. It's an extremely long track. The design of it is super cool. So you can see that on the first lap I did skip a good part of the track. It really is a major. There's a second skip possible right here. Both of the 3 skips are extremely difficult to do on this track. And they're all majors, and they all give you major time save. Only the first one I did on each of my 3 laps on my PB. And then with the Gallon Star, most of the rest you chain boost, try not to hit too much wall, and work on the speed retention as the best as you can as possible. keeping up a high speed on this part here is extremely hard. This track is really one of the most difficult of the game. Oh yeah, alright, I'm slowpoke then. Good. Nice. Alright, last track, but not the least, which is Mute City Sonic Oval. Also the host, I think, or whatever, whoever is in control of the timer just can press time once I will cross the finish line on this track. We will be taking the quick start G4 here. So this track is simply an oval, as it says, and it's possible to do a suicide finish on the third lap where you're at the half of the oval and you do a rail slide on it, and then you will just rim all the way the last turn while exploding, and you will go back into the finish line. It's really insane to do. I still did not pull it off. I was never able to pull it off, but it's really something that I want to be able to get someday. Normally, if you want to go for the side finish, you rail slide right here on the outer part, and then you do this last turn while exploding straight up to the finish line, and this is it.
That's time, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
2 minute slowpoke is like 0.5% of a slowpoke. Yeah, so this is it. Third place in my P. So this was F-Zero GX, the max speed category. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I'll let Taishi talk.
Yeah, thank you for running. That was pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. One PB during the marathon, so this is
true. You had a PB on one of the tracks. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be transitioning, running a little ad.
Can I show something that takes 2 minutes since we have lots of time ahead of us?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we were talking about the pilots, and when you unlock a pilot one after another, there is these profiles here, and my favorite one is James McLeod. So you were talking, Kaishi, about James McLeod being the one in F-Zero in Starfox. So we'll read the description here. So here it is. He's 32 years old. McLeod is the leader of the flight squad Galaxy Dog. He has his combat plane converted into an F-Zero machine in order to compete in the Grand Prix. During peacetime, there is very little work available, so McLeod has entered his second race in an attempt to take home the big prize money. He is motivated to become the new champion by thoughts of his wife and young son, both who need his support. So you can see the look of James McLeod clearly being Fox in a human. But what's even more is you can see in the profile the machine's introduction. So we have the little wyvern, and if you look correctly, this is an R-wing, which the tip of the wings have been chopped down to convert it into an F-Zero machine, and there's no dual lasers also, but it's clearly the R-wing. And if you look at who made the vehicle on the lower right corner, this is the Space Dynamics, and in the Star Fox lore, Space Dynamics is an engineering company that created the Landmasters, the submarine, the R-wing, and it's led by the father of Sleepy Toad, who is the engineer-in-chief of Space Dynamics. So when you see that, it's just really cool. And it's owned by this company, Space Dynamics. It's owned by the guy who does the training in Star Fox 64, the one with the wrench that doesn't have a voice. So this is it. How about that, Kaishi?
Pretty cool.
And there's also the lyrics in his theme. It says he is the hero, something like this. It says make the speed of flight, and it. All right, we're gonna listen.
So this is pretty much where Fox's father has gone, right?
Yes, because on FaceTime you just can do other stuff. So the lyrics are really short, let's listen to them. Right there. He is the hero, leader. Leader of the team. Dark green and silver. It's the subtlety, and that last verse is better. Shining little wyvern. Make the speed of light. Fighting machine. Gonna be the star. So this is it for James McLeod's cameo in F-Zero GX, everyone.
That's pretty nice. Alright.
Yeah, alright.
We will be moving to transition in a second. We're playing a little ads once again. Thank you again for running.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be here. I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Alright, see you guys on the other side of this ad.
Have a nice day.